you see a traditional conservative, they want control. They desire the control. Things need to be how they've always been. Then you have the libertarians who are we need to try new things all the time. We need to keep trying new things. It's like one is uncomfortable with orderliness. The other is prone to chaos. Like just wants the kind of mixy kind of type. Where do you lean on the political spectrum? Just out of curiosity.
That's a great question. I am slightly more conservative.
Yeah,
I,
interesting.
I am more conservative than in on the political spectrum, Luke.
Mm,
That spectrum changes depending on how far left you go.
yeah, yeah.
So
Because if
the
you go
more,
to a communist country, right, in China, conservative is how they are right now.
yeah,
Libertarian is being more democracy based, so it depends on the country. But I mean, let's use America as an example because
yeah,
it's a bit
America,
more. No,
yeah,
yeah,
totally more conservative. Yeah, I see
yeah,
that
okay.
structure is an important part. Like, and it's not. It's more respecting the system, respecting structure, as opposed to wanting to
Yeah.
abide by it. So structure is
Ah,
great,
nice, nice.
right?
Mm.
So knowing that, contributing to tax and not that I like tax, but having structure, like having systems like the law, for example. Law is a great one.
Mm.
We're having a legal system that helps protect the innocent to a degree, and that you're guilty, you're innocent until proven guilty, like that kind of mechanism. And having
Mm.
having a court of law where you adjudicate, well, what really happened here. And we
Mm.
both know people that have been through like the court system, and I feel like it's really important to expose what's there. But I also think there's also elements that are missing, like there's
Yeah.
transparency that's missing, and then you can pay to keep evidence out of court, like settle outside of court. It would be really important for people to see what was in that case, right?
Mm.
Or in that discussion. So I am more conservative purely because I see there's respect. There's respect in systems and structure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one because the further you go down, right? Like, I don't know if you watch some of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Bits and
like
pieces.
yeah, when I watched that, like it was just so fascinating to watch. Like I was that was in August. No, it was in April last year, I think, April, May. And I watched like almost the whole thing, like the whole court day hearing thing for the whole 4 weeks or 3 weeks when it was. I think it was 4 weeks, then 1 week off. And I'm just like, wow, like you think you know something, right? You think you know how the legal system works. And of course, like you don't know how the legal system works. I mean, but you have an idea of like, yep, you go to like court and they judge you and that's what happens. Like, no, 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 no. Hang on a second. There's like there's counterclaims, there's claims, there's counter claims, and there's like the rebuttals to those, and then there's witnesses, and then there's testing the witnesses for their evidence, and then rebuttaling the witnesses. It's just this whole thing. And this is just a defamation lawsuit, right?
Totally.
Think about criminal. Think about when it's like someone for the death sentence or something like that. Like there's just, whew, it's fucking
And then
crazy.
and then the more money you have, you can delay. So you can actually a
Yeah,
siege, something like a small claim or something that you want to like a sue a larger company. They can just
yeah,
keep you in a perpetual loop of delaying, which it's like a battle of attrition where whoever has the most
yeah,
money wins. So
yeah.
there's an imbalance in the justice system in that.
I find it so strange, like you go to court and you see, like it's the worst. Well, I don't want to push onto what I think about it. Well, I am pushing onto it because some people love it, and to a degree, I've always wanted to be a lawyer. Like I love that the rigidity of like, no, you said this, no, you said this. Everyone when I was younger said you should be a lawyer, but when you think about it, it's like that's the darkest parts of humanity in there, and there's so much like to use a theme before, rigidity. It's like yes, your honor, like just so like stifled. It's like where's the Jesus, where's the release there, you
Yeah,
know?
the humanity piece,
Yeah.
and I've pre-qualified lawyers before, and they're one of the hardest to work with because
Why
they
is that?
can't see
Yeah.
beyond the rigidity, right? So like, and they struggle in relationships a lot because there's high working hours, and their brain is hardwired to think logically. So when it comes to the relationship dynamic, they're like, oh, but that doesn't make sense. but this and that. So they think that they can argue themselves into relationships. Like I was pre-qualifying someone a few weeks ago, and she found a guy on online. Oh no, she actually met him on the street somewhere.
Right.
And he said to her that he wasn't interested in having a relationship, right? And she was smitten with this guy. So again, this is heart and pelvic split, okay? So where the pelvis is telling you, no, this guy's really attractive. This is the guy. And then his heart was closed, but her heart's trying to make it work. And she was having conversations with this guy saying, no, like, we're good. We can make this work. We can do this thing, you know? She's the one over-invested in the relationship because she's trying to argue herself. She thinks she can use the same lawyer type skill set into persuading someone to be in a relationship with her. I'm saying it's not, the guy's told you he's not ready for a relationship. Don't waste any energy on him, but we can make it work. So I just left her. So I didn't pre-qualify into my program because she just wasn't ready to work with me. So cool. Maybe you need some more pain and suffering in order to see that the trajectory that you're on to have a kid in your 40s. You need help, and I'm the one that can do it, but you don't want my help. You're too smart.
And that's what we were talking about before about just letting go, you know, just walking away, being able to say like, hey, this person needs to suffer. And some people that hear this be like, what do you mean? Like no one deserves to suffer. We need to relieve everyone of their suffering. It's like, how do you know what's best for someone?
Exactly.
You know, how do you know what's best for someone?